you again, everyone, for attending today's webinar to talk about the BigMarker Roadmap. So today we are going to be with myself and sometimes Andy. He might show up later today, but he helped make this presentation. And if you ever need to get hold of us, it is Joe at BigMarker.com or Andy at BigMarker.com, and we can help you out. So today we are talking about the roadmap to BigMarker. So basically, this is just the future of BigMarker. So again, if at any point in time, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me while we discuss this. So it's kind of a fluid situation. So some of the stuff we're talking about today, hopefully, will be coming out in the next month, 2 months, 3 months type of idea. So this is the next 3-month look at BigMarker. So some of the things, when we say long-term, we're thinking hopefully in the next 3 months. So before January 1st is really the big idea with a lot of this stuff. To give you an idea of time frame, we don't have specific dates of when things are supposed to be done. It's a little hard to give dates when it comes down to web development because you never know if you run into a little snag or something like that between now and then. So one of the big updates is obviously we have this new conference room. It's our beta room. So we're moving, the idea is we really want to move this beta room out of beta. So eventually we'll take away the beta tag, and then we'll move it into full production so that basically we are moving away from our old room. So this new room's in a completely new technology. It's much faster, it's much sleeker, it's much better. It can eventually hold more people, etc. So the idea is we want to move away from that old room so that we are not shackled by it. So that basically this will become the standard room, and then all of your webinars and web conferences will have the same audio quality and video quality that we are enjoying right now. So to do that, we're opening the beta room to all 4 web browsers. So right now it's just currently supported on Google Chrome, but soon it will be Firefox, and then after that, Safari and Internet Explorer. In fact, the cool thing about that is that BigMarker will be the only company in the world that will be able to do that on WebRTC, which is very exciting. So we're also increasing the size of the room. So right now we offer up to 100 people in this room for free. Soon we will have options for you to host webinars up to 500 people and up to 1,000 people and more. So the idea would be you can actually pay to have webinars that are much larger than 100 people, while still keeping the free 100-person version. Also coming soon is a new conference creation. In fact, in the next 2-3 weeks, you should see an update to conference creation and the conference landing page for you and your attendees. And basically, what it will do is improve the editing of the conference, the creating of it, add more customization, and be better overall when it comes down to inviting. So basically, it'll be broken up into sections so you can see what the preview of the webinar is going to look like, the registering, etc. So you have a better view as a host of what your webinar looks like for you, your attendee, your guests, things like that. And it also gives you a better chance of being able to edit certain parts of it to fit your needs. I definitely think it's going to be a big upgrade for you. We're also going to be adding in a test conference. That's something that people have been asking for a long time. So the idea would be that when you're creating a conference, you can actually create a test conference instead of just the regular conferences. So that'll be a really cool thing to make sure you can actually test your webinars. Conference analytics, so one of the other things too with the conference update here soon is we're going to be adding in analytics so that basically you as a host will be able to see more about how long your attendees were in the webinar, how many people registered, who's actually looking at your conference page, the views of your recordings, all those types of different analytics, so it can give you a better idea of how your webinars or video conferences are doing. So basically the idea would be that you can have a more advanced look at how your events are going. So it's going to be really great with that. I'm very excited about that. I think it'll be really helpful for most of our members. Download your recording. So this is a commonly asked feature on BigMarker that we don't currently have. So basically how it'll work is that you'll be able to record your webinar and then download the recording afterwards. So you'll actually be able to watch the playback and then download the recording. I think that it'll be a really cool thing so that hosts that are hosting larger webinars can then take the recording as I think an MP4 file and then edit it on their own, use it to make it so they can have all sorts of cool things going on with it and then put it up on their own website. You'll still be able to embed it on your website and do all the other things like uploading it to YouTube and things like that, but you'll also be able to download it, which I think is a very, very useful thing to have. Custom custom registration page. So right now, currently, when people actually register for your webinars, you are, as a host, not allowed to really customize what they fill out, how it looks when they fill it out. Do they really need to put their email in or name, or what do they need to put in to actually register? And then you have no access to that information. That's currently how it's set up right now, but in the future, when you have your webinar, you'll be able to host and actually select what questions are asked for people when they're registering, and then to have access to that information. So if you want to know people's address or phone number or website or Twitter handle or Facebook page, you can add that in. So basically the idea would be that you can actually have that as a feature so that you can learn more about your attendees and have it. So if you're doing lead generation or things like that, it's a really easy way for you to connect more fully with your members. Also, too, for the conference room and links, we're adding in these different technical things that will be something that people can use. So we'll be able to have a white label and API. So the white label version eventually down the road will be that you can actually purchase the BigMarker, I guess it would be development stack, and then use it as your own. So if you wanted to custom brand BigMarker in a way that you're actually using it to meet with your group of people or use it for your business, things like that, etc. You want to add BigMarker as a service, you'll be able to do that, and it will be a paid service. Same with our API as well, that basically if you want to integrate BigMarker into your website. So, for example, if you have a company that meets regularly with clients through your website and you do meetings through your website, you can actually use BigMarker, plug into the API, and have video conferences launch from your website. So basically, if you hosted something where you did tutoring online and did online tutoring, you can funnel the API to your website so that basically everybody's going through your website and hosting in a BigMarker room. And then also, too, we will be offering enormous rooms. So right now, we'll cap it on your normal person that comes to BigMarker at 1,000. But if you needed to host 10,000, 15,000 people, we would have the ability to do that, and you would just need to call in, and we could get it set up for you. And the longer term, the big long-term development coming down the road is our mobile apps. So that's definitely very exciting. We are currently dabbling in the iPhone, iPad, and Android app. My hope is that, and the hope around here is that those will also be done before January 1st, at least the first version of them, so that people can start attending on their mobile and or tablet devices. I know the tablet for sure will be really great because a lot of people, I think that's a really nice way to attend webinars. I don't know necessarily about how a webinar will look on your phone, just because there's a lot of feed things going on, so you might not be able to see the video at the same time you see the presentation, but I think that definitely for attendees, both are going to be very nice things to have. And that's really kind of the breakdown of the roadmap. So that's what's coming in the next 3 months for our overall version. So again, you can follow BigMarker in any of these places: help.bigmarker.com, blog.bigmarker.com, youtube.com/BigMarkerVideos, Facebook.com/BigMarker, Twitter.com/BigMarker, and of course, if you have any questions at any point in time, feel free to email your community heroes at Andy@BigMarker.com or Joe@BigMarker.com, and we can easily help you out with anything you have about BigMarker. And that kind of